Okay, this was a death penalty proceeding at the end of a trial for Sayfullo Saipov. He's the man who drove a rented truck over a bike path in Lower Manhattan at high speed on Halloween in 2017 and killed 8 people. And he also maimed or injured another 18. And many of their family members testified during a death penalty proceeding that lasted about a month and in federal court in Manhattan. And the end came today when the jury came back and said they were not unanimous on death. And when they're not unanimous on death, it means he spends the rest of his life in a maximum security prison in Colorado. At the outset, he'll be in his prison cell 22 hours a day. He'll have almost no contact with anyone. He'll get a 15-minute call twice a month with family members, but they're very harsh conditions he'll be under. It's probably the most maximum security conditions of any inmates in America. We didn't know whether the family members of victims who testified in the death penalty phase necessarily wanted death or just wanted their stories to be heard of all the pain that they'll go through the rest of their lives. His family said they thought what he did was deplorable. They made it clear they thought it was terrible that this was not the Sayfullo Saipov they grew up with. There was even one photograph entered during the trial of him in a Santa Claus outfit. They said he was a normal person who had never gotten in trouble, never talked about wanting to hurt or kill anyone until he became radicalized online over the past few years, reading and watching videos put up propaganda by the Islamic State group. And one of the arguments defense lawyers put up was that you're making him a martyr if you kill him. It's more painful for him to spend the rest of his life isolated in prison. And his family members all said they hated, they really disapproved of what he did, but they also still loved him, and they're hopeful that if he's in prison long enough, he'll come to realize what he did was terrible, and they'll one day hear the Sayfullo Saipov they knew before he did this murderous deed.